Hello, long time no see. It's been a while. I noticed YouTube channel's creeping up to 1,000 viewers, or is just passing it around now, or 1,000 subscribers, I must say. Oh, look at me all laddie-da with my, I must say, posh voice. Anyway, I said I'll do a video. I just thought it'd be nice to share what's gone on in the last year. There hasn't really been much up on the channel, but seeing 1,000 subscribers just happen with practically very little effort really is motivating to try and make this channel more interesting, more content, and in general just try and take the whole thing to the next level. Now, we did have a bit of bad news, and I'm going to start out with a bit of sad news. It did have a good ending, but probably what threw me off a good while ago last year was I have a 5-year-old boy with autism, and we have actually nearly 2-year-old as well. She hasn't got autism, but they're both the best kids ever. But Aiden, our 5-year-old, actually nearly died on us back in April. He got sick, it got into his lungs, and we nearly lost him. So that was really hard, and unfortunately with everything it kind of threw me off completely. But again, back in April this happened. We got him in, the ambulance got him into the hospital. They literally shut down the A&E, and they really did great things. So for anyone in Ireland, that's Tala Hospital and Temple Street Hospital. They're the best effing hospitals going, in my opinion. They saved my boy's life. And again, he basically aspirated, it got into his lungs, and he was lifeless within a few minutes, until the ambulance came and they managed to save him. So it has been a tough year. I'll actually show you. This is my boy here.
Aiden, is it yummy? Don't eat the bottom. Stop. Huh? Ice cream.
That's Orla. 2 little kids. And again, he did recover very quickly after what happened. This was him actually the day after in the hospital. He was getting out of intensive care.
Say hello to Dad. Aiden.
Too busy on this tablet.
Aiden. Say hello to Dad.
Are you sure?
Tell him you're better.
The poor thing had been through the absolute ringer over that period of time. So everything's all good now. We actually got his autism diagnosis. A lot of things have been really positive since. And again, I just wanted to kind of explain, that's what threw me off earlier in the year. It hasn't all been all roses. But now let's actually get to some of the mad things that have happened this year. So I've actually now, I want to just clarify, this video is going to be a little bit all over the place. It's going to be a little bit dragging on at parts. This isn't a video I'm trying to do to impress anyone. This isn't a how to repair video. This is me in one single recording talking to you. So, firstly, what's the first video we'll have a look at? We had a stair lift that the glass had got down. Let me pause it first. Glass had got down into the track. Long story short, customer fell over, decided to walk upstairs instead of use the stair lift that they had bought, and fell over, dropped the glass, smashed off the track, and it ended up buried down into where the limit switches are, which tell the stair lift to stop. So there was no way of getting that stair lift up or down without breaking that glass. So that's what we've actually tried to fish out on this occasion, and in the end we just ended up having to smash it. So yeah, very interesting. Probably shouldn't have included that one. Another thing for any of our older customers there, they might recognise this car. I have an Notion. It hasn't got electrics in it, so I don't know.
Back to Neil to show her. That is an old car. I didn't even notice it there.
That's a hidden gem. If any of you know what it is, please leave it in the comments below. Now, before I get onto the rest of the videos, another thing I want to address as well is please, please, please follow me on Instagram. 99% of my videos are on Instagram, and I don't mean in the form of making food and taking photos of the houses behind my house and bags of crisps. I mean, I have a story here every single day. I'm on that story doing stuff. Yes, you can see my beautiful face on that story every day of the week. So definitely follow me on Instagram, and it goes without saying as well, please subscribe to me on Facebook. This video has been put out because we've just reached 1,000 subscribers. I can't believe it, to be honest. I genuinely can't. I did not try hard to get there. I threw up a few videos that I liked, and this is where we are. So subscribe to my channel, please, and please, please, please follow me on Instagram, because you'll see a lot more ins and outs and ups and downs on my story on Instagram. And anyway, you might see some nice food pictures too. So let's get back to a couple of videos. What's this one next? Oh yeah, I fell down the stairs. Well, I kind of fell down the stairs.
Oh, stairs, come on.
On my bump. Now this is going to level the seat, by the way. This is now how the seat obviously has to go on top of this as well. This was actually a lift we installed in the west of Ireland a few days before Christmas. Customer got a good deal on it. They kept their existing track and they just wanted a replacement unit. And we actually had a new stair lift we were stuck for that was cancelled recently. So win-win for everyone. We gave him the stair lift for cost price and he bought the stair lift we were stuck with. But yeah, like an idiot, someone that installs stair lifts for a living, I nearly fell.
Oh, stairs, come on.
The irony of that. What's next? Oh yeah. Ice.
Christ. Something a giant in that.
Yeah, we were installing a stair lift in the west of Ireland. And yeah, bloody ice on the icicles. It wasn't even snowing on the way. It's literally growing icicles. So we actually had to bring it in to the house and oh, there's my camera gone. Bear with me. This is going to stay unedited, as I said. We actually had to bring this into the house. And let me just see if you can see my lovely face. Yep. And defrost it for a while first. And yeah, so we ended up having a cup of tea and waiting a half an hour for that ice to turn into water. Right, what else do we have here? Oh yeah, time I nearly blew a board on a stair lift. So we're installing a new stair lift for the customer. And this is one of the German ones we do, the ThyssenKrupp. They're fantastic machines, very easy to install, and in general it's a great machine. What did I do? For anyone who knows the basics of electrics, I'm supposed to. See that red wire here going to the black connection on the battery? See the black wire here going on to the red connection of the battery? If I hadn't noticed that before I put it in, it would have blown the circuit board. And a new one would have been well into the hundreds of euros. So yeah, I'd actually spotted this before I put it into the lift. By God, that would have been a fatal mistake. Stupid man. So what else happened? Last summer, again you haven't seen much of this because I haven't been posting, but last summer I decided to go to the theme park with the family. And there was a little kids ride I thought I'd go on. Tiny little thing compared to everything else there. My son loved it, partner loved it. I thought, yeah, of course I'm going to do this. I am a big man child, let me tell you.
I'm never going on a fucking airplane ride again. I nearly fucking vomit everywhere.
Head on me.
No, Neve, I don't feel well. Oh my God. Bob on the story, Jesus Christ. Close my eyes.
Yeah, so me making an idiot of myself in there. I think I was sitting there for an hour. I had to lie down on the bench and all. And I was the only person doing it. Oh yeah, here's an interesting one next. I'll pause it first. Right. So you see this cable I just cut? This stairlift, we were actually pulling out a stairlift for an organisation about an hour away from us, and this stairlift was installed about 20 years ago. Now that cable I had just cut, obviously the other side of that cable has now gone travelling up that track at probably 60 miles an hour, because that cable goes into the stairlift, and as the stairlift's actually moving up and down the stairs, there's a counterweight. There's a really heavy bit of metal inside the track itself where that cable hangs off of. So as the stairlift is traveling upstairs, the counterweight is moving inside the track downstairs. Now this counterweight is probably 10 kilos. I don't know what that is in pounds, but it is damn heavy. I forgot, because some stairlifts we've worked on, it's just a cable. The older ones have cables attached rather than batteries. The damage this would have caused if that customer had tile stairs or even a wooden floor downstairs. So I'll show you what happens when you cut the cable without thinking. Yeah, that was heavy. I'll show it you once more. Lesson learned there anyway. So yeah, a note to self: the next time, pull up that counterweight first before cutting that cable. Let me see what the next one is. Oh yeah, this was a few months ago. We had installed a stairlift in Dublin, and brand spanking new. They bought a new lift, didn't want second hand or anything like that. And she rang me a few days later. She says, yeah, that new lift you installed is beeping. I was like, right, that means it's not charging. So I basically said to her, make sure it's plugged in, and then it went away. So we got there. The socket itself had been damaged. What had happened previously was, the way that socket is very flush on the wall here, there was insulation put in by someone, and it turned out the wire wasn't actually tightened in the socket properly because I tightened it. Electrician was a week away, and this woman was desperate, so we just gave the connections a tightened and actually wrote on paper, and she signed to say, get an electrician out, this is dangerous. But anyway, listen to the crackling out of this socket. This could have been much worse. You hear that? It's very hard to hear that, but you should hear some turn it up full blast on your YouTube. You hear that crackling, it's like sticks. So yeah, that was a weird one. Sorry, these are mostly stairlifts. Unfortunately, I didn't do many mobility scooter repairs, but we plan on doing a lot more this year. Oh, we got a car sign written as well.
We're all done now.
I think it looked well. Simple. Big. So yeah, we got the car sign written, and again, all these videos you're seeing are in that kind of portrait mode, is because that's all of my story, guys. Again, please, onto Instagram, you'll see, if you type in ricky.brennan, maybe search The Mobility Guy, but that's the link here. I'll put it in the description as well. Definitely follow that anyway. I want to make sure there was nothing naughty on that. Right, so what's next? Oh yeah, speaking of a creepy laugh that I just made, don't mind the laughing in this video, I decided to go out on my e-scooter and thought I was invincible on two wheels with a load of crap on the road around the footpath.
Look at that fucking head on me, guys. I know. Nearly at the van rental place. to rent a van, and that is mucky. We'll be careful with that. Oh.
Idiot.
He fell off. Let me just show you what I went into there. See that there?
Idiot. But yeah, I need to cream myself there. The irony of having to need one of my own products if it been more serious. It was another silly thing I did, and I'll never ever again take one of these big powerful saws for granted. So I thought I'd be the big man, and I was annoyed about the Google Home speaker that every time I asked it to do something, it was, oh, I cannot connect to the internet. And one day I said, I'm going to cut it in half. Except I had it in the saw at an angle.
Nest reset procedure.
Google Nest reset procedure.
Just put it in here, hold the button.
Bang.
Now Ricky, that was a stupid move. You could have took your head off. No, this thing's fucked, so I just had to make sure it's really fucked.
Yeah, that was silly, because what actually happened was the blade caught the top of that and that thing flew across the warehouse and hit the wall. Now, thankfully, I was the only person there, and I just want to get across. Don't be stupid with a saw like that, especially if you got something in that's not clamped properly. Again, lesson learned. Now, what is this one? Oh yeah, I was getting the lift ready, and genius me forgot to check if all stair lifts charge. They're not ran by household electricity. They charge automatically top and bottom. And I forgot to take off the charge strip off the track before cutting it in half.
Ricky, you pleb.
With my stupid laugh.
Oh my god. Half a charge point anyway? You slide it right out, no? Fucking idiot. On this episode of What's Inside, an Acorn charge point. Oh my god. Fucking pleb, Ricky.
I don't know what's worse. Is it my laugh or me doing that? I'm going to the phone now to see what else I want to cover with you, because we've had a few things listed here. So let's see what else is there. So, let's probably have a talk about plans for the year. Again, very professional all this, isn't it? So, plans for the year. What plans do I have? I'm wanting to do some funny videos, to be honest. There's a couple of things I really enjoy. I better look at the camera actually, sorry, because the camera is at an angle to the laptop here. So I want to do a few funny videos. Now, I mean in the sense of stupid things. So can we get a stair lift? You know, you've probably seen a stair lift on my channel, or you're watching this because you have one, and you see the speed people go slowly up on a stair lift. You wouldn't want any stomach problems to be driving upstairs on a stair lift, because you're not going to get up there fast. But the plan with that we were going to do was just to help the customers that have issues or have an issue with how slow a stair lift is. Maybe we can make a stair lift go up at 60 miles an hour or 100 kilometers an hour for a small part of the world. So to do that, now we would have to put a lot of power onto that motor and make sure safety things are covered. But the funny video would be putting the stair lift on the track in the workshop and sending it off at hyper speed and see what happens to the stair lift when it comes off. We might even put a mannequin on it. And again, it's more of a tongue-in-cheek joke or fun video. Obviously, I don't think stair lift should be fast at all, but I think it'd be funny. Other things I want to do, a remote-controlled mobility scooter. That's another thing I really want to do. Basically, you can get these motors and we can actually put it into the scooter to make it steer. We can remotely control the forward and back functions, and wouldn't it just be cool to put, again, maybe a mannequin on a mobility scooter and get that scooter going really fast, or driving up to people and they think it's someone and then they're like, what? They think there's a ghost driving it or something. Again, it's just a couple of funny things I do want to do. Now, moving on. What else do I want to do? Plans for the year. Instruction videos. I would like to get some more of them. So some of them you've seen there, if I can remember any. Relay, how a relay works. Maybe how to fix a mobility scooter. How to fix your motor. Again, it's not professional, but it could get you out of a hole opposed to paying hundreds to someone else to do it. The day in the life videos, the ones where I strap the camera onto my chest and go to customers and fix stair lifts. I'm not sure about them, if I'm going to get back onto them, because on my channel, they're like the least few videos. But maybe as more people subscribe, and if you can share my channel, it's much appreciated. We can do more day in the life videos. Maybe that could form as part as doing a stairlift installation video. I'm not really comfortable because I have accounts with a lot of stairlift companies, so I'm not really comfortable about the fact of showing someone how to install a stairlift. Not on a specific product, but it would be nice to show a specific product being installed without giving anything away that's sensitive to the company. Again, my main priority is to keep my stairlift accounts and just keep my stairlift suppliers happy. What else? Let me have a look. What else are we going to cover? So we have a few questions as well. So where will we start? Where are you located? So I'm actually located in Ireland, which is Western Europe, which is next to the UK. We cover all of Ireland. I'm actually not Irish myself, even though I sound it. I'm originally born in the UK, moved over here when I was 6 or 7, and yeah, my accent's mostly Irish now, and I love it here and I prefer it here. So yeah. What's the next question? What's your company name? Modern Mobility. That's my company name. I'm not a believer in promoting the crap out of my company on this channel. I want to be myself on this channel. And I think if you're promoting a company, there has to be a certain level of professionalism. So yeah, Modern Mobility. You're welcome to visit the website, modernmobility.ie. But yeah, I don't really have it much on the channel. How long have you worked with stair lifts? So that's actually an interesting one. I would have worked on stair lifts. You could call it working on stair lifts in 2005 when I was helping the engineer out. It was a family business at the time that unfortunately didn't last. So he passed away and I moved up the country. But I would have, well, I'm 15, I'm 33 now. I had a break in between, probably a good 12 years of experience in terms of the stair lifts. Sorry, no, something's gone this way. Get you out of the way. So yeah, I've been in stair lifts about 12 years or so. So I've seen a lot of them. What's next? How long have you worked with stair lifts? I got that one. Is there any other type of work you do? Yeah, so believe it or not, my main line of work is obviously stair lifts, and let me close this. Stair lifts is my main line of work. In terms of what's relating to what I do daily, obviously the other end of it is mobility scooter repairs, stair lift repairs, not just installations, even electric wheelchairs on some occasion. But generally any of them kind of repairs is more serious, like electrical issues, and nothing really kind of minor, like a general service. We are planning on doing puncture repairs and kind of a smaller services, but the problem is we need to get that price point down before we can actually offer that, because currently you'd buy a new wheelchair for the same money that we would charge to come out and do a puncture. So that just does not make sense. What else? Yeah, and just to cover actually on any type of work I do, I'm also a web developer. I can also program certain code bases as well, like PHP and CSS and kind of some of the basic ones. I'm a digital marketer as well. I'm kind of a jack of a few trades really, and I wouldn't say master of none. I'm definitely proud of my work in stair lifts and digital marketing. Again, you'll see my website, modernmobility.ie. That's something we would have built ourselves internally. We didn't hire anyone to do it. And yeah, they're the main lines of work. I do my own marketing and I fix my own stair lifts and install my own stair lifts. What else is here? What services do your company provide? That's the same question as I already answered. What brands of products do you like most personally? Stair lifts, scooters, etc. Yeah, so in terms of stair lifts, I'm a big fan of Acorn stair lifts. Love them. I really love the brand. What gets me about Acorn is it's the same design practically for the last 20, 25 years. Except yes, they've changed some small things over the time, the seat, the circuitry inside, etc. But generally, when you see a product that hasn't really changed much over time, why do you need to change it? And that's testament to, in my opinion, quality. I do like the Acorn 180s as well, which is the curved version of the Acorn straights. Unfortunately, some dealers don't like them because it takes a lot longer to install, or when there's an issue, unfortunately, you do require a bit more knowledge than your standard curved stair lifts to get an Acorn 180 repaired correctly. And again, that's why you get training, and they provide training for any of their dealers, and they provide exceptional support. But I think personally, a lot of the dealers like to find a product that's handy for them to install, rather than that looks good for the customer. So again, each to their own. I could be wrong on all of that or some of that. People have their own opinions, which is right. So another brand of stair lifts I like is Platinum, even though they decided to send me a cease and desist a few years ago for having a product on their website. And even though a Platinum, the original Platinums were a reconditioned Stana stair lift, which is a product that looks very similar to the Platinum. So it's quite ironic that they would send a cease and desist about their intellectual rights when their product doesn't look far too different to one of the leading brands that was out many, many years before them. But again, I'm going to only say the facts. Love the product though. Their curved stair lifts are the ones I really love. I think they're a great product. Again, Stana is a great product as well. So something that follows that kind of style and that kind of principle about simplicity. It doesn't have to look too fancy, but at the same time it does. So Platinum is another good brand I like. And of course, the main brand, or probably the one next to Acorn I like, is ThyssenKrupp. Now I think they've changed to Access BDD, and I think they've changed to TKE, but this company's been around for decades upon decades, I think over 100 years. You might have to Google it yourself. But they do the Home Glide stair lifts, or the Levant stair lifts they're also referred to in Europe, and they're just phenomenal lifts. They're very simple to install. You don't need to buy certain types for the left-hand side of the stairs. Oh, that's shown right. Or the right-hand side of the stairs, or for the left-hand side of the stairs. And they're so recyclable as well. Like even when you're installing one, the track is very universal, that if you have a long enough section, you could use it for another install on the opposite side. So yeah, I'm a fan of really Acorn, Platinum and ThyssenKrupp, as I still like to refer them. What brands of products do you like on scooters? Scooters, Pride would be my favourite brand of all of them. Now, I'm not a fan of the look of the products recently, but I love Pride. I think they're a decent product. There's other products that are sold in Ireland and would have a similar length of name as Pride. And I'm not going to say the name, but basically it's something you do in your car when you go somewhere. And I personally do not like their products. I do not like their company, because we actually would have had issues with the UK company that sells these many years ago, and I wasn't treated very well by them. So Pride is really the only brand I stick to. TGA is a good one as well. Anything else I think is substandard. In their own respects, some might have basically the shroud or the cover on it won't be as strong, and there's a certain brand that isn't good there. Some brands have gearbox issues, some brands have motor issues. So I kind of, if I was looking for an all good all-rounder, it'd be Pride every day of the week. Maybe TGA as well. And yeah, I don't think there's any other questions now. But yeah, look, this is a, going on 30-minute video. I just thought I'd have a chat with you all, kind of cover a few things about me, cover some videos, and oh, there was one last question on this as well. Sorry, let me just get that. That was a good one. Have you managed to locate a dentist? Not yet. Soon though. Hopefully you will all be paying for that. I'm only joking. Right, that's all of the crack, as we say in Ireland. We've watched a few videos. I just want to leave you an update. I will be getting back to videos in the near future. Definitely you'll see more reviews, you'll see some funny videos, and you'll see a few day in the life videos as well. So once again, you'll get me on Instagram, ricky.brennan, that's RICKI.brennan, or search the Mobility Guy on Instagram. Obviously subscribe on YouTube as well, and thank you everyone for subscribing. 1,000 damn subscribers. Honestly, I can't believe it. So thanks again, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.